So today we are going to interview Taherah. I'm going to go ahead and read what's it called? Disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, that's it. I'm going to read a disclaimer and then we're going to get into the interview.
Okay.
All right. The information provided in this video is for research and educational purposes only. It is not intended to serve as a personal health care from a licensed doctor. In addition, the lay viewer should be aware of misinterpreting this material, which is prepared and edited for people which strokes have affected. Does Stroke Life Perspective have your permission, Tahara, to use this interview on YouTube and its Facebook private group page to encourage other people?
Yes, it did.
All right.
Oh
All right. So let's hear about you. Who's Miss Tahara?
gosh. Uh, well, I'm from New
Yes.
York. I'm 32 years old. I had a stroke 3 years ago. Uh, the type of stroke I had is called the hormones, the hormone strike. So I take the hormones, and they called me to get blood clots to charge in my brain. I didn't know I was having a stroke. I woke up was having a stroke in my sleep. Now I woke up, couldn't talk, couldn't see, couldn't walk. But now I go to the emergency room. They sat me in the corner. Like nothing we could do. But my sister didn't give up, and I had like altogether I had like 9 surgeries. But now I'm here now. So
Oh, so your stroke happened in your sleep. Is that
yeah,
correct?
yeah.
What day of the week was it?
February 4th, 2019.
Wow. And you just woke up,
Yeah.
couldn't see. What
No,
was your
couldn't.
feeling at that time? What
I
was
couldn't. Truth be told, I didn't feel anything because I couldn't really walk. I went to the bathroom, and when I went to come out the bathroom, I washed my hands. I ain't looking in the mirror. I just walked out, and I'm trembling. I'm on fail. I'm like, and I'm trembling. I'm like, wait, what's going on? I looked in the phone. I saw my mouth was twisted over here. I was like falling over, like shaky, and my eyes was bulged out my head. I'm like, wow, I was
Wow.
having a stroke.
Did it scare you?
It did a little bit, but not really, because my niece is a CNA, so she knew I was having a stroke. So it's like, nothing I could really do, but
So was anybody there with you when it happened?
my sister, yeah, she was.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Then you or your sister called the
Yeah, I called my niece, the one that's CNA. She like, oh, you're having a stroke, go to the hospital. We called the ambulance, but it took like a half an hour to come. They couldn't find the building, but it's like my building's right there, so I'm like, how they ain't find? Then it's working really slow. They're like, okay, come on, but then I was the hospital late, like I came because I had a headache, and she sat me in the corner. Then I was asleep. I actually fell asleep, but they said when I fell asleep, I was from the coma. Well, I have another sister I live with now. She came to Mercer and she was like, oh, then she started like, nice, she don't curse, but she started like saying, okay, she need help, hello. And then that's when one doctor came here, like, okay, I'm going to perform surgery on her. And she was like, but at first, she told me because I was in a coma, I was fighting her, but that's a new surgery. But I didn't know because I was in a coma. But then after that, the time my hand down, he did surgery, he put the half of clot, then I was able to come back. I was in a coma for like 2 months, but then I came back after that, so.
Wow. That's that girl, you're a walking miracle. You know that, right?
Yeah, I heard that before. Cause I
Yeah,
was in
that's
coma. They telling I was basically dead, like, but the main thing I'm doing, I gotta do. So
my. That's aggressive. That's
yeah,
scary. So you went in the hospital and
yeah.
they did emergency surgery right away?
Not right away, cause right away I was sitting in the corner for like an hour in the bed. But then after that, he did my surgery. When the man came out, he said, "Okay, I'm gonna do surgery." He did it for me.
That is just to me like you sat in the corner for an hour.
Yeah, cause they said I just had a headache, but the doctor told me that I was dead. They told they like nothing we could do, just let it go. But then my sister I live with was like, no, we're not letting it go. Let's do it. See if we can do something. Then that's when man came out. I said, no, I could do something. Let me try. He tried and he pulled some of the clot out. That was it.
Wow. So the have you heard of the shot that they can give you like within a 3
Yeah,
hour?
yeah.
Did you get that or
No, they never gave it to me. They said they didn't give it to me because I didn't come in there for a stroke. I came in there for a headache. So
well,
how did I have a headache? I was throwing up, and now I started throwing up. Once I got there, I was choking on myself. I just and then what's coming up down my and I'm like, how do I have a headache? And I'm throwing up and I can talk. And then my eyes out here, so I'm like, how can I? But that's what it says. So
so did they do a CT scan at all?
they
And
ain't do nothing. They ain't do nothing.
wow, that breaks my heart.
Yeah,
That messes
mine
with
too, but it's like nothing I could do.
right, right. Wow. So once they discovered, okay, this is what it is,
Yeah,
they took you into surgery.
yeah,
And then after surgery, so when they went and took you into surgery,
uh-huh.
they were addressing the hemorrhaging. Is that what?
Yeah, yeah,
So they were able to deal with that. And then
yeah.
once you came out, how long were you in the hospital?
Or I was in all together. I was in rehab. I ended up going to rehab. I was in rehab for like almost a year.
A year.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So what you just went to a local rehab right there?
I went to one. I went to one first. They sent me to one in Brooklyn. Then sent me to one in Queens. I was like, because one was short stay and one was long stay. So
Okay. So the one that was the stroke was focused more stroke.
yeah, yeah,
How do you feel with the whole process from the time that maybe the ambulance arrived to the
yeah,
time that you went through the process at the ER and then
yeah.
even through the process at the hospital and the rehab? What are your thoughts on that, on how they handled everything?
Truth be told, the rehab did good because, like I explained to everybody, that I was in a wheelchair. I couldn't talk. I couldn't see at all. Like my eyes were like crossed. I went to class now for like the sunlight and anything bothers me, but rehab been really good because I learned to walk. I walk literally now. I can walk without the cane. I use my cane for balance, but I can do it without the cane. I came on the wheelchair. Well, I came on one day to video on Thanksgiving in a wheelchair. I'm now long in the wheelchair. I learned to talk. I learned to walk again. I made sure at first I couldn't eat. I had to peg tube, but now I can eat. Like so, it's like rehab did me good. The hospital didn't do me good, but rehab did me really good, but not the hospital.
Wow. Wow. So have you known anybody else that has had a stroke in your like in your area having to deal with like the hospitals and stuff?
I know a girl. When I was in rehab, I met a girl. She was 19 though. She one day I came out of my room and she was just sitting there crying like God. No. I'm like, what's wrong? But her mother was saying they had ended up telling me that she had a stroke at 19, but
Wow.
she no longer talks. She cannot talk nothing. And she was 19, so I'm like, wow. She like her left side a little bit messed up, not as bad as mine was, but she like walk with a limp or use a cane. When she can't talk, so I'm like, 19 years old, cannot talk like that, like
Wow.
but
Wow, that's amazing that you are
mm-hmm.
as far along as
Yeah,
you are, you know. Yeah, that's young. I actually met somebody a couple, well, it's been a couple weeks ago, and he had his stroke at 14. I was like,
wow, wow,
that's that's something. I mean, I know, my husband just turned 62 over the weekend. And,
wow.
thank God, he's still here,
Yeah,
even for him, I feel like a miracle because the stroke affected his
yeah.
entire brain,
Oh wow,
It wasn't a hemorrhaging stroke, so, I'm thankful for that, but
yeah,
it still did a lot of damage, and but I just think about, he's had his entire life, he's been graced to have
mm-hmm.
his life up
Yeah,
till, last year. And then, I mean, even you seem young to me, to
yeah,
a stroke, but then you hear of like the lady you were talking about that's 19,
mm-hmm.
and then this kid that's 14. I'm like,
Yeah, that's bad. Like wow, they're
"Hmm,
so young.
it's real young." So,
Mhm.
Tahara, did they figure out what caused your stroke?
Cause I was taking a hormone. I was taking a hormone shot. It's really for my menstrual. It was for my menstrual, but they called like it's like a birth control, but they called me I ended up having strep. Cause my number's supposed to be a certain number, but I checked like a week before. Said, okay, you're good. I went home, but my number they said were too high, so it called me and put it across high.
Wow. So are you able to share what that hormone shot was with your
It's a
audience?
it's a testosterone shot. I don't know if a lot of people know what it is. It's like
Okay.
it's like it's not because a lot of people think it's gender, but it's not for gender. It's for like more your menstrual. Cause like I was getting it really bad at one point, so I was like taking the shots, like calm. It's like a birth control to calm it down, like. But they called me that never understood. So
Wow. Wow. I'm just thinking, because the whole reason I started this whole support group with
yeah,
doing the videos and stuff so we can learn from each other, because there could be somebody out there taking the same thing,
yes,
you
yes,
know, that
yes,
maybe need to be aware, be a little bit more careful, you
yes,
know, with things. So that's good to know.
yeah.
Wow. So are you on any medications now?
I'm on Eliquis because for the blood clots to make them like thinner, their blood thinner.
Right. Yeah, my husband is also on Eliquis, and he takes it in the
Yeah,
morning and the evening time.
yeah, me too. Yeah, me
Mhm.
too.
But it's just Eliquis. You don't take any other.
No, no, no. Now that I'm home, no. But when I first had stroke, I was taking like blood pressure medication, everything. But now I'm home. Oh, I think it's Eliquis.
Wow. So you don't have any issues with blood pressure, blood sugar, nothing
No,
like that. But you did when you
no.
was in the
Yeah,
hospital.
when I had a stroke, my blood pressure was really high. Like, but now that I'm home, no, I actually think I'm good now.
That's good.
Yeah.
So how would you say, Tahara, how would you say that this stroke has affected your life?
Because before, like I could say before, like I went out more. Like I go out now, but like I'm closer to where I go now. Like, cause I can't be like COVID so bad, so I can't be around a lot of people. If anybody had COVID, if I catch COVID coffee, I can die. So I was like, I don't really go out as much as I used to no more. Like I used to play basketball, cause I'm 6 feet tall, so I used to play basketball. I don't play basketball no more, cause my balance not good no more. But it's like a little bit, but I don't let the strip stop me. Like I don't know if you can see my shirt. My shirt says F stroke, but not the curse word. It says SVT. These F strokes. I don't know if y'all can see it, but yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
I bought these because I'm like I'm not gonna stroke stop me. Like I had life. I'm 32 years old. Like I still do what I do, but sometimes it do slow me down. But I still do it.
Good. So has this affected you as far as being able to work? Are you able to work now?
I don't work now, no, because like I said, due to COVID, a lot of people catch COVID. I don't really like being nowhere. I'm scared to get COVID, so I don't work now. But
Mhm.
I'm in physical therapy now more, so it's like
Probably
I
don't have
do
a whole
more.
lot of time to be able to work even.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow. So do you feel like you have a pretty good like support system around you?
yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
That's good. Wow. So are you do you feel like, you know, like do you ever think about is this going to happen again?
I did when I first came home. I'm not gonna lie to you, but now I don't think about it as much because it was from the birth control. So it's like I don't take it. So it's like it cannot happen unless I take birth control. Now, like it comes to medication, I don't take. I Google every medication any doctor give me. Like I don't just let me take get the gave to me. No, doctor would be wrong too because doctor gave me the try now. I had a stroke for him, so it's like no, I'm not scared no more as I was when it first happened. No.
That's good. That's good because I do hear a lot of people say that, yeah, they kind of, it's always like in the back of their head, like, is this
Yeah.
happen? But you
At
can't,
first it wasn't mine. It wasn't mine.
yeah, I mean, but I'm with you. Like, you can't live in fear all your life.
No, you can't.
You
Definitely
can't.
can't.
So yeah, that's good that you've kind of overcome that thought.
Yeah.
Um, so are you a part of any kind of like support groups or anything like that outside of
Only
like,
group I'm part of is the strip group on Facebook. That's it.
how
I'm
do
not.
you,
I've been trying to get into like certain groups out here, but it's kind of hard due to COVID. They not really have no groups no more like that. Like it shut down, but come back slowly. So I don't know.
Right, right. Do you feel like the groups that you're a part of on Facebook are helpful for you?
Sometimes, but then sometimes no, because sometimes I feel like a lot of people come in the groups I have like a negative, like, oh, I should die. I shouldn't have woke up today. I shouldn't have been dead. And it's like other people are in this group besides you, so I feel like I'm saying support, but I feel like that comment should like say to yourself, like, you should come to the group. Oh, I should not wake up in the morning. I could be dead right now. It's like, wow, some people don't feel like that. Some people want to live. So like, I
Yeah.
understand how some people feel because I did feel like at the beginning, but it's like, you don't post that because like some people really like feel like that. So it's like, I don't
Right,
know.
right, right. Yeah. So, Taherah, do you do any kind of social media stuff as far as like music?
Facebook and Instagram. I do Facebook and Instagram. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I've interviewed a few people that have like maybe written a book or they
Uh-huh.
have like a talk show or different
Oh
things.
no,
I
no,
always try to make sure that I promote that person while I'm,
no,
talking.
no, I that.
Yeah. Wow. Well, it seemed like, you've dealt with a lot. Um,
Yeah, I did.
as far as rehab goes, what kind of stuff can you share with your audience? What kind of stuff did you do in rehab?
Everything I learned how to walk. Like I used to walk down the hallway. I learned to walk upstairs, and then um, I did speech therapy because at first I thought I could not talk. Like my speech still slurred, but it's way better than what it looked up before at this point. Like, but now I learned to speak again. I did a lot of things because my left side is my bad side, so my left hand like weak. My right hand is my good hand. It got stronger, but my left hand is my bad side. So at one point, like I couldn't do nothing with my left hand, like. But now I can like pick things up and like hold it before I pick it up, and I'm just shaking and I learn how to control it again. So I learned that. Um, I learned how to like learn how to because at one point I couldn't write neither, but I learned how to write again in therapy. I learned a lot of the balance stuff in therapy, like wash dishes. I learned how to cook again, like things like that.
Okay. So did you also go so you went through like physical therapy,
Yeah, I
occupational
did physical,
therapy,
yeah, speech therapy, yeah.
and speech therapy?
Yeah.
Do you feel like the stroke affected you any as far as cognitive wise?
No, I went to colleges, but it didn't affect me there. But I went there anyway because they were saying you had to come, but it didn't affect me there. Like and like a lot of people too, with their strokes, they say affect your memory. I remember everything, so it's like I didn't forget nothing. Like, so it's like, but a lot of people affect their memory. It didn't affect my memory at all. So it's like I'm okay with that.
That's good. So you're good with
Mm,
long-term and short-term memory.
yeah, yeah.
Wow, girl, you are blessed for real. Like I'm just sitting here listening to you and I'm like, wow. I mean, it's an honor for me to even meet you because
Thank you.
I'm looking at like a touch from God for real. I mean, it's like,
That's what everybody say.
yeah. How does that make you feel?
I don't do. I don't know. Like I tell everybody, I feel like because I lost my mother when I was 8 years old, so I feel like maybe it was my mother. Like, nah, she's not ready to come in. She's still too young. Like I felt like it was God and my mother put together that. Like, go nah, 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 nah. Like really keep her down there. She's not ready to come. Like I said, I was in a coma for like hours. And I didn't know I was in coma until my sister got there, and then they were like, "Oh," she kept trying to wake me up, and I was just not getting up. So it was like, "Oh, she in deep something coma." So it's like, and it's like, I feel good because I'm like, I'm alive. Like that's one day I am blessed to be alive. So it's like
Yeah, yeah. So how long were you in the coma?
for like 2 months.
2 months. So
Yeah,
you were in a coma for 2 months. I missed that,
yeah.
girl. I'm sorry. 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my. So when you were in a coma, were you aware? Could you hear people?
I can hear them, but I couldn't like go feet right here, shoot right. I couldn't do none of that. But I can hear them though. Like I always tell my
Wow.
niece when she got here, my brother, my sister, I hear them talking like, oh. Then when my niece, my sister skin every day. She come in, she back with tear. We love you. Oh, you gonna be alright. You gonna make it. And I hear about him so back her response. I was like, nothing I could do.
Wow. Wow. So the day that you came out of a coma,
Uh-huh.
what was that like?
I was stupid. I was just hungry. I was so hungry. I was just so hungry, and I was like really thirsty. It was like they were like, "Oh, she cannot drink or eat nothing." But I was like extremely thirsty because like they were putting water inside my tubes. So and I couldn't talk. So I was and they kept on, "You can't that drink, can't that drink." And I was like, "Huh." And I'm so hungry now. I would just sit there and watch my sister eat, and everybody come to eat food, and I just sit there like and just look at them, and I was like, "Wow." I'm not gonna come there over here. And then like at one point I couldn't use the bathroom, so I had to wear a diaper. I was like, oh my god, I'm so hungry. And I'm like, that's how I got to come. I was just extremely hungry.
Oh. So was there any of your family there when you came?
Yeah, they was there the whole time.
I'm girl, were they excited?
They was there, yes, the whole
Wow.
time. I have one niece that's 1 year older than me. She's 34. We more like sisters instead of nieces and aunt. And she was there through the whole time. The first day, like she can't drink. She came there with McDonald's. I remember that's the only thing I do remember having sugar. I remember that much sugar. And I'm like, I kept saying, I like kept like, and they kept saying, can't. She came there with soda. It wasn't soda, it was juice, orange juice. And I'm like, and she's like, what's up? And I literally drunk the whole thing. And I'm like, wow, that felt so good. And then like she, I'm like, ah, it feels so good. And that's why I was so happy. Like I was so thirsty. Like
Man, I know they were just probably relieved so much.
yeah, they was definitely my sister. And then I had to go to rehab. So like I
Yeah.
wasn't come home, I was going to rehab. So
Wow. Wow. So you did 2 months in the hospital coma and
yeah, and then
you woke
went
up
to
and
rehab.
you went to rehab. How long were you in
Yeah.
rehab?
Almost like almost a year. It was almost a year because I left December 18th and I went like no, it wasn't a year. It was not. Sorry, I went there like probably like April. I was like December 18th. I can't remember that year.
Wow.
It felt like 2, 3 years. It felt like forever, but
Yeah. So then you came home after that, after you finished
yeah,
the inpatient
yeah,
rehab.
yeah.
So then did you also have people coming in your home working with you after you went
That's
home?
my home health day. No, my home health day. Then I had physical therapy. That's it. Nobody can know.
Wow. Wow. So then you say you were doing PT now?
Yeah,
So it's just like an outpatient going to a rehab,
yeah,
have
yeah.
you?
Now I don't go to rehab. I go to a clinic downtown for me, and I do physical therapy there for an hour.
Okay. How is that working for you?
It's going good. I do it today, and I do it today, and I do it Thursday. I do it twice a week, so it's going good. It be
Oh,
a lot of pain, but I do it.
yeah, I was gonna ask you if you still experience like a lot of pain.
Yeah, my left side, my weak side. So my left leg is like the worst. Like I get pain, like it feel like needles was like turning in my leg. So it's like I can't lay on my leg for like over an hour. I cannot sleep on my leg at all. Like, but other than that, I do what I gotta do.
Right, right. You got to keep pushing. Yeah,
Yeah, you have to.
yeah, yeah. Because if you don't, man, I tell you, I think that depression is real.
Yeah, it is very real, very real.
Mhm. And I've seen a lot of people that I've talked to anyway say, yeah, I've experienced depression. Even my own
Yeah.
husband, I think men are wired a little different, so they won't never admit to it.
Yeah,
But
they are.
when you know somebody and you know
Yeah,
their behavior and their character and it's a little bit off,
yeah,
you
you
know
know.
something. Yeah, yeah. And so, wow. So then so you're good now, pretty much at home.
Yeah, I'm better than what I was before. Yeah.
Yeah, and you take care of yourself. You don't have to have nobody
Yeah.
coming in or whatever.
My home all day come in, but I don't let them down. Do nothing for me. I just have to like go to like the laundry come with me, physical therapy come with me, but they don't, I don't let them do nothing. They come in, they work from 8 to 8, they sit in my living room. I don't know. I take a shower myself. I clean up by myself. I go outside myself. Unless I really need them then. But other than that, I let stuff run those days.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
You know, you are a powerful inspiration. You know that, right?
Thank you.
You are a powerful inspiration, and I really think that your story getting out to your audience is going
Yeah.
to it's going to encourage some people, and
Yeah, hope so.
yeah, I mean, I feel like, I was talking to a guy up in New Jersey. I don't know if you saw
Uh-huh.
Arthur Kelly. He did
Uh-huh.
a interview with me recently, and he was just talking about just his journey and how you know people being able to share,
Yeah.
that it's almost like an internal healing to talk about it,
Yeah.
and to
Yeah.
get it out. Where I've had so many people who they are okay with doing it, they want to do it, but then I've had a lot of
Yeah.
people like they're just, they're not ready. And I'm not trying to push anybody,
Mm.
you
Yeah,
know.
I know.
I'm not. I just want to help. And I feel like if we can connect,
Yeah.
we can help each other. And he made a very profound statement that I was like, man, that's so true. Because we were just talking about how a stroke can
Yeah.
bring people together. A
Yeah. It
stroke.
could. It definitely could.
Yeah, a stroke. It causes us to cross over classes, cross over
Yeah.
races, cross over, ethnicity, whatever.
Yes, it do.
A stroke. And it's like, why do we have to have something traumatic in our society that
Yeah.
brings us together? You know? And he
Yeah.
says something about, man, the whole United States, the whole world need to have a stroke. It's like,
To bring everybody together.
to bring
It's
everybody
kind of true. It's kind
together.
of true.
It's just, yeah, girl, don't get me started on all that. Because look, my
Yeah, no, we're not.
yeah,
Not gonna do that.
yeah, we're not gonna get on that.
Mm.
My husband is my husband's African American, and
Yeah, I see.
we have always, just looked at people as people,
Yeah.
regardless of
But
disability.
people are judgmental though. So people are judgmental, but yeah, I'm not judgmental, so
Yeah. Well, I tell you, you have been a blessing just to me, and I'm so
thank you.
thankful that we cross paths, and I hope we can keep
Yeah.
in contact.
Yeah, we definitely can.
Yeah, you really are an inspiration to me, and I know, at some point I want to set a time, for you to meet my husband, because I think
Yeah.
that you can really encourage him, because you've been through some stuff.
Yeah, I have been. Yeah, I have been.
And
Yeah.
that's like I had told somebody I interviewed, I said, you like a cat with 9 lives, man.
That's how I feel sometimes. Maybe I'm counting now live. That's how I feel. Maybe I am.
Wow, it's amazing. So,
Yeah.
Taherah, if you
Mhm.
could tell anything, say anything to your audience that would encourage them or help them to just keep pushing, or they might be suicidal, they may have,
Yeah.
just those deep, dark places that they might,
Yeah.
what would you say to help them just to get up another day, to keep it pushing?
You never give up. You never give up. Always keep in mind, stroke can't beat you. After stroke. Me got this. And that's all you can think about. Never give up. Never. That's one thing you never do is give up.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good, because that's what I've heard from quite a few people. Is just
Yeah, you never let the stroke kill you. Like, that's one thing I always say. I never let stroke take over me. I am a stroke. That stroke not me. That stroke not gonna kill me or take me out now.
yeah, that's good advice. That is good advice. Is there a do you still have like a group of doctors that follow you? Like, do you have a neurologist, a cardiologist?
Yeah, I have neurology. Yeah, I have it all on. Yes, I do.
Yeah,
And neurology told me I'm doing really good. She's like, oh, you're doing good. There's nothing. No.
that's good. So would you recommend that anybody that's had a stroke that they have a neurologist?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Well, I know my husband came home out of the rehab. They never even recommended him to a neurologist.
Yeah, because they don't recommend you just doing your own. I did on my own. They never recommend me, but I did on my own. So
Okay,
you follow up, if you have more class, you never know. I can't take have class.
okay, okay. Because I know we have a doctor's appointment with his primary on Thursday, and I was going to mention
Yeah.
I do feel like he needs to see a neurologist.
Yeah, you have to, because that's what I did on my own. Because they was like, oh, you're fine, you're fine. And I'm like, I'm having too much pain in my life. So now I follow up and the man was like, oh, you're okay. You're the man from the stroke. But I did it on my own, doing my own.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what a lot of people are saying too. Just you have to pretty much do your research on your
Yeah,
own.
you do, because the doctors, they don't really care. Like, they care, but they don't care. They
Yeah.
get paid, tell you, oh, you're fine.
Yes. I'm seeing that a lot as I'm
Me
going down
too.
this journey with my husband.
Yeah,
And it's a shame, you know. It is.
very bad. Very bad, but that's a lot. So, like, all we can do is do what we got to do ourselves. Your
Yeah.
husband, he's grateful 'cause he got you, so like you
Yeah.
do it for him.
Yeah. 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 Because I say, you know what? That's my prized possession right there. That's my baby baby. You better not. No, no.
Yes,
I'm not the
he
one.
got you. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
wow. Well, Taherah, do you have any closing remarks that you would like to give to your audience? Anything else you'd like to share or talk about or anything?
No, if they want anybody have sure they can add me on Facebook, Taherah on that if they need to talk. I'm my inbox open.
Awesome. So you're willing to be maybe a mentor for somebody or
Yeah, I
somebody.
am. If they need it, I will do it. If they need it, I will do it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We need more people like you. All right, girl. Well, if there's nothing else, we're going to go ahead and wrap this interview up. I do want to say thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you.
You know, it took us a minute to get together, but
Yeah, it did.
made it
We
happen.
did it. We did it.
So if anybody would like to talk with Taherah, just to chat or just get encouragement or just to meet her, she's a beautiful person. Um,
Thank you.
reach out to her. She's on Facebook and she's welcoming that. So a beautiful person and yeah. So all right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and sign out. Thank you again.
Thank you for interviewing me.